Numbers, chapter 21. Arad destroyed, verse 1. When the Canaanite king of Arad, who lived in the Negeb, heard that Israel was coming by way of the Atharim, he fought against Israel, and took some of them captive. And Israel vowed a vow to the Lord, and said, If you will indeed give this people into my hand, then I will devote their cities to destruction. And the Lord heeded the voice of Israel, and gave over the Canaanites, and they devoted them and their cities to destruction. So the name of the place was Hormah. The bronze serpent, verse 4. From Mount Hor they set out by way of the Red Sea, to go around the land of Edom. And the people became impatient on the way, and the people spoke out against God and against Moses. Why have you brought us up out of Egypt, to die in the wilderness? For there is no food and no water, and we loathe this worthless food. Then the Lord sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit the people, so that many people of Israel died. And the people came to Moses and said, We have sinned, for we have spoken against the Lord and against you. Pray to the Lord that he may take away the serpents from us. So Moses prayed for the people, and the Lord said to Moses, Make a fiery serpent and set it on a pole, and everyone who is bitten, when he sees it, shall live. So Moses made a bronze serpent and set it on a pole, and if a serpent bit anyone, he would look at the bronze serpent and live. The Song of the Well, verse 10. And the people of Israel set out and camped at Oboth. And they set out from Oboth, and they camped at Abarim, in the wilderness that is opposite Moab, toward the sunrise. From there they set out and camped in the valley of Zered. And from there they set out and camped on the other side of Arnon, which is in the wilderness that extends from the border of the Amorites to Arnon, is the border of the Moab, between Moab and the Amorites. Therefore it is said in the book of the wars of the Lord, Waheb in Siphah, in the valley of Arnon, and the slopes of the valleys that extend to the seat of Ar, and leans to the border of Moab. And from there they continued to Beer, that is the well of which the Lord said to Moses, Gather the people together, so that I may give them water. Then Israel sang this song, Spring up, O well, sing it, that well that princes made, that nobles of the people dug, with the scepter and with their staves. And from the wilderness they went on to Matana, and from Matana to Nahaliel, and from Nahaliel to Bamoth, and from Bamoth to the valley lying in the region of Moab, by the top of Pisgah, that looks down on the desert. King Sihon defeated. Verse 21. Then Israel sent messengers to Sihon, the king of the Amorites, saying, Let me pass through your land. We will not turn aside into field or vineyard. We will not drink water of the well. We will go by the king's highway until we have passed through your territory. But Sihon would not allow Israel to pass through his territory. He gathered all his people together and went out against Israel to the wilderness and came to Jahaz and fought against Israel. And Israel defeated him with the edge of the sword and took possession of his land from Arnon to the Jabbok as far as to the Ammonites. For the border of the Ammonites was strong. And Israel took all these cities, and Israel settled in the cities of the Amorites, in Heshbon, and in all its villages. For Heshbon was the key city of Sihon, the king of the Amorites, who had fought against the former king of Moab, and taken all his land out of his hand as far as Arnon. Therefore the ballad singers say, Come to Heshbon, let it be built. Let the city of Sihon be established. For the fire came out from Heshbon, the flame from the city of Sihon. It devoured Ar of Moab and swallowed the heights of Arnon. Woe to you, O Moab! You are undone, O people of Chemosh! He has made your sons fugitives, and his daughters captives, to the Amorite king, Sihon. So we overthrew them. Heshbon as far as Dibon perished, and we laid waste as far as Nopah, and fire spread as far as Medeba. King Og defeated. Thus Israel lived in the land of the Amorites, and Moses sent spies out to Jazer, and there they captured its village and dispossessed the Amorites who were there. Then they turned and went up by the way of Bashan, And Og the king of Bashan came out against them, he and all his people, to battle at Edrei. And the Lord said to Moses, "Do not fear him, for I have given him into your hand, and all his people and his land. And you shall do to him as you did to Sihon the king of the Amorites, who lived at Heshbon." So they defeated him and his sons and all his people, until he had no survivor left, and they possessed his land.